What's going on, guys? My name is Wade with TechDaily, and in this video, we're going to be unboxing the brand new iPhone 12 Pro. I feel like this phone needs no further introduction. There's a lot to go over here with a fresh design, some new features, but first and foremost, let's go ahead and unbox this thing and see what all comes and does not come inside the new super minimal packaging. So you guys can see right away that Apple ships their new iPhone 12 line in this slim packaging now. You still get the same picture of the phone up front and the Apple and the iPhone logos all around. And pulling off the lid here, the first thing we do see is the phone itself. Of course, I had to get mine in this new Pacific blue color, which right away I think looks super nice. This replaces midnight green from last year, but if this isn't really your thing, the 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max both also come in graphite, silver, and gold. Now, digging a little deeper inside the box, you can see that this time around we really don't get much else at all. There's a very small stack of paperwork along with one single Apple sticker and the SIM ejector tool there, and the only accessory included now with these new iPhones is just a Lightning to USB-C cable. That's it. There's no more headphones, no more charging brick. This was announced at Apple's keynote, and their goal now is to cut down on waste, and I'm sure most of us already have a ton of Lightning cables and power bricks at home already, so it does make sense. Just keep in mind that this cable is the USB-C cable, so you'll need a USB-C charging brick to utilize it, but fortunately you of course can just use any and all Lightning cable and charging brick combinations you already have at home. With all that out of the way, here is the new iPhone 12 Pro once again, and I think you can tell obviously that this is still of course an iPhone. It's very familiar, but there are a few things to point out that are new and different with this new phone. First off, the new iPhone 12 Pro has a slightly newer design. This time around, Apple flattened out the sides and made the corners quite a bit sharper, which means this phone has actually a very boxy feel. It basically mimics the iPhone 4 and iPhone 5 designs of years past, but I guess more closely now resembles what we see on the current iPad Pro. The flat sides I think are actually a nice change. The phone feels great in the hand, and you'll see also that the sides and edges have quite the polished finish. The iPhone 12 Pro has a stainless steel frame, which I think makes this phone look really premium. It's obviously very fingerprinty. Even after a few minutes of handling this phone, it already is smudged up, but that's what's gonna happen. Also, on this Pacific blue iPhone 12 Pro, the stainless steel has a slight blue tint as well to match the back. All in all, nothing but high-end materials here with the iPhone 12 Pro. The back is also once again a frosted glass with a contrasting polished glass camera module up at the corner, and across the front, Apple utilized a newer, stronger glass, their ceramic shield for the front display, which they say is 4 times tougher in the event of a drop. And the phone is also still IP68 water and dust resistant. It can survive submerged in 6 meters of water for 30 minutes. So as nice as all these materials are, the phone hopefully should be able to hold up quite well. And actually, underneath the back panel now is sort of a new feature slash accessory setup for these iPhone 12s. There's now a hidden magnetic circular ring that runs across the back of the phone that allows for Apple's third-party accessories, like the new MagSafe charger, the phone cases, and the wallet attachments, to stick to the back of the phone. This is definitely an interesting addition. All of these accessories were talked about quite a bit during the keynote, so it's certainly something Apple is pushing. And it'll kind of be interesting to see what third-party companies come up with to also utilize this magnetic setup, maybe new car mounts or phone stands or other unique charging solutions. Interestingly enough, the new iPhone 12 Pro now offers a larger 6.1-inch display. Last year's iPhone 11 Pro came in at 5.8 inches, but actually, even though this new 12 Pro's screen is bigger, its footprint, the overall total size, isn't that much larger due to a slight decrease in the bezels and frame. It's only a tiny bit taller, but I still find that it fits comfortably in my hand. I can reach across the whole screen. And if you feel like this actually isn't quite big enough for you, there is of course still the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which is a much bigger 6.7-inch phone. The actual screen itself here is once again Apple's Super Retina XDR OLED panel with HDR10 support. It comes in at a resolution of 2532 by 1170, packing in around 460 pixels per inch. And as far as I'm aware, not much has changed with the display itself this time around. There's no high refresh rate or anything like that. It's still 60 Hz, and it seems to be the same 800 to 1200 nits of max brightness range as well. So like I said, as far as I can see, there hasn't been any further changes to the display. Taking a look around, everything else is where you'd expect to find it. The left side has the mute switch and volume buttons. The right has the power button, and if you live in the US, your US iPhone 12s may also have this additional antenna down here for the 5G support. That's what that is. Down below, the same mic, speaker, and lightning port setup. There's an additional secondary speaker in the earpiece up front, of course, and there's the same notch with the front camera and Face ID sensors and all that, and that is still the only biometric option you get with the iPhone 12 Pro. No Touch ID or anything that was added back, unfortunately. Inside, the new iPhone 12 Pro, of course, packs Apple's latest chipset, their A14 Bionic. It's obviously the fastest, most powerful processor they've ever used, and I'm looking forward to seeing just how much better this new phone is with some side-by-side speed tests in a future video. And just so you know, that new A14 processor is going to be found in every new iPhone 12. From the Mini all the way to the Pro Max. So no matter what you choose, you are going to be getting the latest, most powerful chipset. You also get 6 gigs of RAM inside this iPhone 12 Pro and a 2815 milliamp battery. And really none of that stuff is too surprising, but I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how long this phone lasts under day-to-day use. Now around back, you can see that this iPhone 12 Pro packs a similar triple lens camera setup to last year's iPhone 11 Pro, but really out of everything here on this phone, this is probably where you'll experience the most significant changes. Hardware-wise, you get a 12 megapixel main lens, a 12 megapixel telephoto lens for up to 4 times optical zoom, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. This lens seems to be the most improved with an f1.6 aperture, which allows for up to 27% better low light performance. There's also a new time of flight 3D Lidar scanner, and this new sensor can do a lot of neat tricks, from better interpreting depth of field to even scanning rooms and environments to unleash a whole lot more potential for not only pictures and videos, but also for future third-party apps, which might utilize this new powerful sensor for things like AR. The sensor also improves autofocus in low light and enables night mode portrait shots. In fact, you can now take night mode pictures with any camera, even the selfie camera, so that's really awesome to see. The A14 chipset also allows for improved image processing and computational photography capabilities. There's deep fusion integration for all the cameras now, and for professionals and filmmakers, the new iPhone 12 also supports HDR video recording with Dolby Vision. Now, obviously, since I only just unboxed this phone, I don't have much more to show you with all this, but I'm really looking forward to putting all these new camera improvements to the test. Apple really praised the camera capabilities in their keynote, and I have some huge expectations as far as what this phone can do. And last but not least, let me just quickly touch on 5G, since these new iPhone 12s this year are the first iPhones to offer 5G network support. Now, 5G in general is sort of this all-encompassing term, and depending on where you live and what network your phone is on, your 5G experience may vary significantly. In the US, for example, most major carriers are launching some form of 5G, but Verizon in particular seems to have their 5G ultra-wideband be the best and fastest right now. Other networks have sort of a lesser version of 5G. It's potentially different than the sort of fake 5G you might have already noticed noticed on your iPhone 11, this new iPhone 12 supports the actual faster, more powerful 5G network. But here's the thing, at least right now, you probably should not get the new iPhone strictly because of the 5G support, because like I said, it's still sort of all over the place. Every carrier is different, the various versions of 5G are very confusing, and for a lot of people, you may not even live in an area where 5G is available. So my opinion on all this will likely change, but at least right now, that's sort of what I have to say. Just be wary of 5G. So there you go, that's the new iPhone 12 Pro. It is certainly familiar in a lot of ways, obviously, but there's still some noteworthy and worthwhile improvements worth considering over last year's phone. But what do you guys think? Is the new iPhone 12 Pro something you're considering? Did you already get one? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts, of course. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Be sure to follow TechDaily on Twitter and subscribe to the TechDaily YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later.